Hey everybody, welcome to Soul Wide Open. One of the really cool things that I've learned on my journey towards healing from trauma is the less I worry, the happier I am. The less I worry, the less anxiety I have. The less I worry, the better I sleep. The less I worry, the sort of easier it is for me to be around. And I'm just somebody that is a better person around others. And really, that's the goal. I don't want to be around other people when I'm worrying. I can't really be in the moment. I can't really enjoy myself as much. I have a more difficult time tapping into that really deep level of happiness when I'm just totally taken over by worry. Well, I've really honed in on 7 things that have helped me so much to stop worrying and start living. So we're going to talk about how do we stop worrying? We worry less and live more. That's really what the topic of today is all about. I want to share with you the 7 top things that I've done that have helped me to achieve such a better quality of life without so much worry. Let's get into what those 7 things are.
Welcome to the Soul Wide Open podcast with your host, author and certified trauma-informed coach Michelle Renee.
Number 1, take time to identify what the source of your worry is all about. Where is that coming from? And so much that I talk about on this podcast has everything to do with root causes. Root causes come from root experiences, and those are the things that really we need to dive into and sort through and really begin to understand in order to unravel all of the things that are in our life that are keeping us stuck. Worrying is one of them. Worrying for me started when I was really little. We didn't have a lot of money. There was constant worry and stress around money. There was violence and control and abuse going on. There was constant worry. And that carried over into my adult life. When I became a single mother, there was so much worry around that. And I didn't ever really grow up or even in my earlier adult life learn about trusting in the universe like I do right now, however you want to verbalize that. But for me, I say trusting in the universe, trusting in some sort of, divine order for my life, and really diving deeply into what I can learn from all of these situations and sitting back and going, okay, I have to live my life on this level of trust versus fear in order to hit my goals and live the life that I want to live. That's less worry and living more. So identify those root causes and where that worry is coming from. Go all the way back. Go all the way back to your childhood. Go all the way back to where the worry and the stress began. Really look at that and begin to unravel that in a way that helps you become untethered from that root past experience and reframe that in a way that puts you in present day right now. We don't have those same things to worry about as we did then. And worrying about things and stressing and not sleeping isn't going to make anything better. So the number one thing for me is really going back and spending time looking at the root causes of where my worry was coming from and trying to understand it more, because understanding brings much more calm and less worry into your life. Number 2, challenge your thoughts. Challenge those worrisome thoughts. Ask the kinds of questions that you need to be asking yourself, not the questions that are going to propel and perpetuate this fear state or this anxiety state or this worry state. Ask yourself questions like, what is the likelihood this is going to happen? Because worry comes from future thought. Worries usually come from what could potentially happen in the future. Am I going to be able to pay my rent? Am I going to get sick? Am I going to be able to do this? It's usually attached to future thinking. So stop yourself and be in that moment and say, where am I right now? And I'm going to challenge this thought. And if I do all of these things, the potential of this happening is going to really diminish and bring you back to a place of far less worry, because a lot of times our worry and our anxiety is just overblown, because worry is like breeding fear and the what ifs and the what could be and oh my gosh. So, and then next thing you know, you're in this like fatalistic state where it's like everything's falling apart. But in reality, a lot of times that is literally just in our head. It's just our thoughts. One negative thought feeding off the next, feeding off the next, feeding off the next. And next thing you know, we have this plethora of worrisome thoughts that we need to challenge to go, okay, stop. What really truly is the likelihood of this happening, especially if I do all these things I know I need to do to avoid this? Number 3, one of my favorite things that I do every day is practice mindfulness. Mindfulness will take worry away and bring in a perspective that you otherwise wouldn't have. I think I said this on another episode too, when I'm running the water, I'm thinking about how incredible it is that I actually get to hit a faucet and the water comes out, and I can turn it one way or the other and get hot and cold and be really mindful of every little thing around you that you have and the gifts around you and what it took to get those things to you, from the foods that you eat, from the utensils that you use, to the lights that we get to just hit a switch and they're on, and how amazing that truly, truly is. And be really, really mindful of that. And be really mindful of your own actions. Be really mindful of what you're doing that is causing you to have more worry in your life and more anxiety in your life. Social media is a good one. If we spend 6 hours on social media a day, not doing the things that we need to do to either grow our business or generate passive income or exercise or whatever it is, that is going to actually create more worry for you in your life, because you're not being mindful of how you're spending your time. So really begin to practice mindfulness. I been to Deer Park Monastery, and there is this great, look it up, it's the 14 steps for mindfulness. Thich Nhat Hanh, he's got tons of books on it. Love, love, love. I would recommend you go Google that, get your hands on some of that, and begin to incorporate mindfulness into your life every single day. Number 4, the name of my company is Verb Media Group, because I really believe in taking action. Verb is all about taking action, right? So for me, taking action is an absolute core of not only my business, but my life. You've got to take action on your own behalf to lessen that stress and that worry and that anxiety. That could be running, that could be dancing in your living room, that could be taking a kickboxing class, that could be going and taking a salsa dancing class, that could be so many different things. It could be writing, it could be journaling, it could be reading a book, it could be whatever it is for you that will help you lower your stress. For me, a lot of times it's cooking. It's doing things that are creative, and cooking for me is very much a creative art. Take action on your own behalf to do the things that lessen your worry and increase your level of joy. Huge, huge, huge game changer when you do that in your life, and really think about those things every single day. Number 5, relationships. Cultivating a network of people who are supportive. I really feel like a lot of people, when we're running around and we're in the state of anxiety, we're in the state of worry and state of fear, what are we attracting? We end up hanging out with and attracting people and being in a network of people that are on that same sort of level and that same page. What we want to do is we want to be around people who are going to help us level up and support us, and we're going to support them. And when we're in this state of anxiety and stress, we have people that are going to recognize that, not necessarily feed off of it, to feed whatever it is they're going through and space that they're stuck in, because like misery loves company, right? So what we want to do is make sure that we're cultivating a network of people who aren't going to sort of go down that rabbit hole with us. They're going to be the ones that go, hello, you're going down a rabbit hole, and I'm here to gently help you or guide you out of that, and make sure that you're not staying in this state of anxiety and worry and fear any longer than humanly possible. So look at who you're hanging out with. Are they in a state of fear? Are they worrying a lot? Are they worrywarts? Are they, what is their behavior, and how do they conduct themselves on a daily basis, especially around worry and conducting themselves around, worry and overcoming challenges? How is that in alignment with your goals? How are the people around you in alignment with your goals to live with your soul wide open and worry less and live more? You really need to take just a very deep dive into that. And sometimes we have to switch up who we hang out with. It doesn't mean not being friends with certain people, but maybe we don't necessarily hang out with them as much because we outgrow people and we're not in alignment with certain people anymore who don't really understand that we're in this growth pattern and we're in this growth phase and we're really ready to sort of break out of where we've been for a while that's been keeping us stuck. So take a look at those relationships in that network and cultivate really positive, supportive people in your life. Number 6, self-care. Oh my gosh. Self-care's deep. It's not just a manicure. It's not, just a massage. Self-care is really about how you are caring for yourself on every single level. How are you caring for yourself? Think about that. Are you taking quiet time in the morning? Do you have a routine that's supportive of a healthy nervous system? Are you taking your vitamins? Are you going to the gym? Are you going to the beach and listening to the waves if that is something that really helps you feel that you are caring for yourself? Think about self-care in a different way, not just the surface way, but think about it in a deeper way that has everything to do with how am I caring for myself? I'm a caretaker naturally. I've been taking care of everybody around me for as long as I can remember. And when I finally got to the place where I was like, why am I not on the top of my list of people I care for? Why am I not taking as good of care of me as I am everyone around me? Really beginning to think in that way, again, just huge game changer for me. So really begin to embrace what self-care is and caring for yourself really is in your life. You'll be shocked by how much that lessens the worry in your life and the stress in your life. And definitely reach out if you want to know some of the ways that I choose to care for myself and incorporate self-care in my life now, really on a daily basis. That helps me regulate my nervous system, keep me calm, and keep the worry at bay. And last but absolutely not least, accept uncertainty. The world is full of, yes, there's things that are absolutes and things that are definites, and there's the tangible, and there are things in life that are so unexpected. You've got to learn to embrace what's unexpected and get yourself to a place where when those things come up, when the uncertainty comes up, you know how to process that without spinning into this fatalistic place that's just, driven by worry and fear. Things are going to be uncertain, especially as we get older, especially for me when my career was completely stripped of me because of the kidnapping and everything happened. My role as a mother changed because my daughter was no longer the same child that I had parented for 7.5 years. And the uncertainty of whether or not, how was I going to do this? How was I going to parent her well and parent her in the right direction through healing? Who was I going to become? There was so much worry around, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Well, I don't have a career. My car was gone. There was so much uncertainty and worry around, coming through healing. And a lot of us going through healing are dealing with so much uncertainty. But the way that we manage and decide that we're going to accept uncertainty instead of fighting against it, it's that fighting against it that is causing the worry and the stress and the fear and the strife. We've got to learn to accept it and say, there is uncertainty. How am I going to love myself through this? How am I going to care for myself through this? How am I going to lessen the worry and live more through this uncertainty? How can I even actually befriend uncertainty and get through this uncertainty in a way that is fun? Even, there's so many things you could do that you're like, okay, I'm uncertain about this, but I'm going to try to make this as fun as I can. Choose to get through those moments in your life in the best possible way that you can. Don't get stuck in uncertainty. Befriend it. Kind of celebrate it, maybe even sometimes. Uncertainty could be kind of a really fun place to be. It can be a place where we're able to reinvent ourselves. It could be a place where we're able to just sort of have this blank canvas and take this uncertainty and turn it into something really, really magical. So those are some of the things that I do and that I've done in my life for a really long time that have helped me just bring my nervous system back to center, really calm myself, get my nervous system back where it needs to be, and really lessen the worry in my life. I hope that this has been a big help for you. I would love to hear how many of these things that you've decided to incorporate into your life, how they have helped you, heal, and helping you move forward with so much less worry. Isn't that, I feel like, isn't that something we all want? I feel like that's such a great goal. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Like it, love it, share it, do all the things. Go hang out with me on Instagram. I'm really active over there. And if you're not a part of our private Facebook group, the Soul Wide Open, a Healing Community private Facebook group, head on over there. I would love to see you there where we can chat, talk, do Q&As, all kinds of fun stuff that we'll be doing over there. And have an amazing week. I'll see you next time.